Okay, so now we're looking at problem 1.7, and I'm going through here and you can see I'm highlighting some of the information you need to pay attention to when you're reading the problem. And you have a diagram there as well to help you, alright? So we have a level scaffold, alright? So we know that the scaffold is running parallel to the horizon, parallel to the ground. It's supported at the center of a 12-foot ladder. And you can see we've pointed to the scaffold and the ladder. So now we have to determine the required length of x and the angle theta. Right? Again, the trick here is to find the right triangle that you need to use. So there are actually two triangles in here. There's a small one here that I'm showing in black, okay? And I know two things about that triangle. I know that that length is 5 feet, because it's shown on my diagram, and then I'd love to know that hypotenuse, and I actually know it because I know that scaffold runs to the center of a 12-foot ladder. Well, what's half of a 12-foot ladder? It's 6 feet. Okay, so now I'd like to know the angle theta, and I have the opposite, and I have the hypotenuse, so I can find theta using the relationship sine. So as I come in, I'm going to do the opposite over the hypotenuse is sine theta. So that means sine theta is going to be 5 feet divided by 6 feet. Now, the sine of an angle is a unitless number and my units cancel, so this is inverse sine of 5/6. I plug into my calculator to get my number. Then I get an angle of 56.4 degrees. Right? So now I need to know x, and I at least now know the angle theta is 56.4 degrees, and I have another triangle. So now you can see I'm showing you that triangle in purple. Okay, and as you look at that triangle, then you see that you know the hypotenuse and you know the angle theta. Well, the quantity I'm looking for is x, and that is what? It's adjacent to the angle. And the relationship that relates something that is adjacent and the hypotenuse would be cosine. So now I'm going to use the cosine of 56.4. Oops. Is equal to the adjacent, which is x, divided by the hypotenuse, which is 12 feet, the whole ladder. Then, use my calculator, multiply both sides of this equation by 12. So I get 12 feet times the cosine of 56.4. And I end up getting 6.6 feet. Now you need to ask yourself, does that make sense? Well, definitely that side should be less than 12 feet, okay? And so that's at least a reasonable answer.